What if I told you a man once survived hunger so intense that he tied a stone to his stomach just to stop the pain? Yet that same man went on to preserve more sayings of the Prophet than anyone else in history. Not because he had wealth, not because he had comfort, but because he refused to give up on knowledge even when life was breaking him. That man was Abu Hurairah, a companion of Prophet Muhammad, whose life became a living proof that suffering can become a path to greatness. His real name was Abd al-Rahman ibn Sakhr, but history remembers him as Abu Hurairah, the man of the kitten, a name that reflects softness in a life filled with hardship and struggle.
He accepted Islam only a few years before the passing of the Prophet, yet he made a decision that changed his destiny. While others were busy with trade and survival, he chose to stay close to knowledge. He remained with the Prophet, listening, learning, and absorbing every word, even when it meant sleeping hungry, because for him, knowledge was more valuable than comfort. His hunger was not ordinary. It was severe enough that he would press his stomach to the ground just to ease the pain, a silence only the hungry truly understand.
At times, he tied a stone to his stomach just to survive the day, not for attention, not for pity, but simply to hold himself together through unbearable hunger. Yet he never begged. Instead, he would stand in the path of companions, asking them about Quran, sometimes things he already knew, hoping they would notice his condition.
Sometimes they didn't. They would answer and leave, unaware that the man standing before them was fighting a silent battle with hunger. Then one day everything changed. The Prophet saw him and understood everything without a single word being spoken.
He smiled and said, "Come with me." And in that moment, mercy met hunger, and understanding met silence. At his home, there was only a small amount of milk, barely enough for one person. Yet the Prophet commanded him to call the poor companions. They came, and he served them one by one, and they drank until they were full, and still, the milk did not finish. When it finally reached him, he drank and drank and drank until he could no longer continue, and only then did the Prophet drink what remained. In that moment, he learned that provision is not about quantity, but about barakah, the unseen blessing that changes everything. One day he admitted, "I hear many hadith, but I forget them." And in that honesty, his transformation began. Even after this, he never leaned toward comfort. He always returned to the Prophet, returning to knowledge as if his soul depended on it. The Prophet made dua for him, and from that moment, his memory became unmatched, as if knowledge was engraved into his heart.
He went on to narrate exactly 5,374 hadith, more than any other companion, not because he lived the longest with the Prophet, but because he stayed the closest in devotion. Among them was the teaching, whoever believes in Allah and the last day should speak good or remain silent, a principle that shaped his life and speech.
His heart was also tested through his mother, who was not Muslim at first, and when she spoke against the Prophet, it broke him deeply. He went to the Prophet asking for dua, and when he returned, his mother had already accepted Islam, showing the power of sincere prayer.
He also preserved the teaching that the strong man is not the one who overcomes others, but the one who controls himself when angry, a reflection of his own discipline. He began with nothing, no wealth, no strength, no comfort. Yet he became one of the greatest preservers of Islam, proving that your beginning does not define your end, your consistency does. And sometimes the struggle you try to escape is actually the path that leads you to greatness.